So morning all, we have been learning so much lately. We've been learning about our brains and our hearts and our lungs. And in this bowl, we have got
a heart.
Oh, we've got a bit of everything actually. Let me see if I can.
Oh, there's a whole of the heart.
There is
The
the whole of the
pie.
heart. Okay. So, how does this go?
Ooh, what's a brown thing?
The brown thing at the bottom here is a liver. Some people like to have liver for their dinner.
Atrium. Oh, I see the atriums there and there.
No, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. So these are the lungs.
These are the
So
pipes.
we've seen our liver.
We see our pipes.
Here are our lungs. Yes, you see the pipe.
Ew.
There's
Did
the
you
windpipe.
touch it?
The windpipe is there.
Ooh.
In here is our windpipe. And behind all of this is our heart, which we'll be having a look at closely later. Now, let's just take away the liver. It's got a scalpel.
Touch it. Ooh,
very dangerous. It is sharp. Don't do anything silly. So I'm just going to use some scalpel. I'm just going to cut away
The liver doesn't.
at the liver.
The liver looks easy to cut.
It's tough enough. But this is a liver. Livers are very important for us. Livers help to filter fat and other things. Well, a liver is an organ in your body. But in this instance, we're not going to be worrying about the liver today.
So the liver put all the fatness inside there.
The liver has a different function. We're not learning about the
Is there
liver.
a left liver?
Okay. No, there's not a left liver. There's one liver. But there are two lungs. So, can we remember? What do we remember about our lungs?
There's
How many lungs?
When you breathe in, it floats up, and when you breathe back out, it deflates.
That's right. And if we have a look at our liver here, we can see that one liver is this size, and one liver is this size. Okay. Now, why does our liver come in two different sizes? What do we have to make room for?
Oxygen.
Oh, sorry, lungs. Why are we even talking about liver? Our lungs. We're talking about our lungs. Why are our lungs two different sizes?
Because
it makes room for
the oxygen.
The heart. Okay. So while I clean this up, we're going to pause the video, and then we're going to come back and we're going to dissect the heart.
No. Bye-bye. I meant bye.
Okay, so we've cleaned up the heart a little bit and we're ready to go. So, if we have a look here, what we have is a lamb's heart. Now, if we're looking at the front of the lamb's heart, this is the left ventricle and this here's the right. Can you remember what the top spaces in the heart were called?
Atrium.
Good job, good job. So, we know that this is the front of the heart because it has this artery which is running down the front, the carotid artery. Now, this is what I want you to have a look at here. At the top, we have space for veins where the blood flows, and the blood flows in and out. Now, we know that we represent the blood that flows to the lungs, we represent as blue, and the blood that flows to the rest of the body, we represent as red. So I need to work out, these bits here are called arteries. Now can you see how thick those arteries are? Can you see how thick they are, or do I feel them?
No.
Alright.
I want gloves then.
Alright, well the arteries are super thick because they're under pressure, but the veins are much thinner. The walls of the veins are much thinner. So let me have a look. If we're having a look at the front. So this is our left ventricle,
Ooh.
and it pumps blood to the rest of our body. So I want to find which of these arteries
Ooh, I know which pipe. I know.
Leaves to the rest of the body. Hang on a second. Oh, and I got it right first time. So Sage, you pass me that special red straw. Thank you.
The left pipe.
Right. So if this red straw is pumping our blood to the rest of the body, this means that this artery here is blue straw, pumping our blood, deoxygenated blood, and where does it go to? Lungs. And then we have oxygenated blood, which is coming back in. So pass me the other red straw. So our oxygenated blood comes into the left ventricle and it squeezes. Remember the things that are at the bottom, remember what they're called as it squeezes?
What does it start with? Ventricle.
Valve. So this left ventricle would squeeze up through here and it goes to the rest of the body. And give me the other blue straw.
I know where that's going to go.
Well, that's going to go in the other hole. So there is where our deoxygenated blood is travelling in this direction and our oxygenated blood is travelling in that direction.
Can you blow them?
Now, I could probably fill them with water and make them squirt, but I don't want to.
Blow them.
No, thank you.
No,
So at the top of the heart, we usually have an aorta, but I've cut it off in this instance because it was easier to work with. Now, have you heard of people who have heart attacks?
Yes.
And does anybody know what a heart attack is?
Yes.
What does it mean?
Where your heart is going wrong inside the factory of your heart. The
factory is going wrong.
When your heart gets clogged, then the blood does not go through
That's
the pipes,
right.
and then you can't breathe
Your
well.
blood gets clogged and it doesn't go through the pipes, and that is the cause
and then you can't breathe well.
Well, that is the cause of heart attack and of stroke. So, if you've got vascular CVD, cardiovascular disease, in any way, shape or form, you've got a blockage. Now, cardiovascular disease is caused by eating meat. So, does anybody know what this stuff is here?
Meat.
Yeah, but you know what the white stuff is?
No.
It's fat and it's hard. So, when you eat animal products and saturated fats, they harden within your arteries. And what happens when the ventricle pushes and it wants the blood to flow? What happens is it gets a blockage and the blood can't flow because it is full of junk and gunk.
How did you put that in?
It can be full of meat fat, such as that. It looks like chicken fat when they take it out on the operating theatre.
How did you put that in?
Bits of it break off, and that's how people end up having heart attacks. Now, let's have a look. See if we can see inside our ventricle. So, do you remember that the last and most important ventricle was this ventricle here, the left ventricle? And the left ventricle is what what pumps?
Blood.
Blood. Let's see if we can see. A little bit more.
There's got to be a lot of blood in the ventricle.
Oh, not right now because this animal's dead. The sheep is dead. I'm going to show you what's inside. I'm going to show you what's inside the left ventricle.
I can't wait to see.
Okay, I'm going to cut through that hardened plaque and the hardened arteries. Okay, and there you go. So that would go through. Where was my red straw? Was in there before. Let me back my red straw.
I see.
So my red straw was in my left ventricle. My ventricle would be filled with blood. It would contract. Boom. And the blood would come out. Except when it's filled with junk and gunk. So let's have another look inside our, careful of my scalpel. Alright, and these veins around the top, very, very soft.
Ooh, soft as a pie.
Alright, see all the little veins?
Ooh. Ugh.
And should we have a look inside our right ventricle?
Will we see the valves in the right ventricle?
No, we're not going to look at the valves. It's
The valves are too hard.
save that for high school
No,
science.
those little lungs are the
Why?
valves, aren't they?
Why?
I thought the little lungs were the valves. I meant the little
You can see the mechanisms inside the heart
mechanism.
there.
I thought those were the valves that open those little veins.
Yes. Boom, 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 boom.
That's good.
Opening and closing. Alright. So there you have it. The workings of a heart.
It's now up.
Let me try and clean my hands a bit.
You're blocking me in the
Next
video.
we're going to have a look at lungs.
Peace out.